Thank you very much, waziri wetu. Viongozi wote ambao mko hapa, our political leaders, our MCAs from this county, all the other leaders, my colleagues, chiefs and sub-chiefs, na viongozi wale wengine wale wako hapa. Good evening. Good evening once again. Mine, there are very few because as Waziri has said, there is some other urgent assignments that I want to attend to, but I thought that it's important I say a few words and then I can now be able to proceed on. And for that reason, I appreciate you very much, Waziri. And number two, I must also appreciate you once again for organizing these Jukwaa Usalama forums, because as you have heard there before, these are forums that have never been held anywhere there before, whereby we could be able to bring together the OCSs, the chiefs, the sub-chiefs, the ACCs, the DCCs, and the other leaders, and the community members in one common forum whereby they can sit down and discuss candidly the issues that are affecting them, including the students of the university. To me, that is excellent for you, and I would urge you to continue in that trajectory because it is very, very informative. I'm happy again because our duty is to sit down and listen to you. And then out of listening to you, we can be able to come up with, good ways of how we handle issues. Na kwa hivyo, hii ni kitu mzuri na ni kitu ya maana sana. To start with, I want to mention that in Nyeri County, we have gazetted 3 police stations, new police stations. Actually, we have upgraded 3 police posts to police stations. One is Gitodote Police Post. We have gazetted it to Gitodote Police Station, and that will take care of Karatina University and the environment there. That is in Madera East. Then we have Tumutumu Police Post. Again, that one we have also upgraded and gazetted to police station, Tumutumu Police Station. That one is in Madera West. And there is also another one known as Gakindu Police Post. This one we have upgraded and gazetted to Gakindu Police Station, which is in Mukurweini sub-county. So these are the new stations that we are now going to operationalize. I'm aware that the issue of the shortage of officers was raised. You have raised that issue, and even others elsewhere have raised the same issue. What I want to say on that one, I'm happy with our government because very soon we are going to recruit. And once we recruit, we can be able now to, to beef up the numbers, both in the general duty and even in the formed up police units, including the administration police service. So the numbers are we are going to build up on the numbers, so you need not to worry. We are very much aware of that, and in fact I want to appreciate the CS because he has actually pushed for that agenda. We want to recruit around 10,000 police officers, and that's a good number that is going to build up our stations to the required levels. The other thing that I want to mention before I leave, although the waziri ataongelea zaidi, is the issue of motor transport. I know our stations have been hit hard by lack of transport. Wajumbe najua mnajua hivyo. However, I want to assure you that our government is doing everything possible to see to it that both the National Police Service and the GAO teams get additional vehicles so that we can be able to respond to issues raised by our wananchi. Wherever we are, we are deployed. So that is an issue that we are addressing. The issue of fuel, again, Waziri is going to mention, we are pushing hard for these fuels to be increased from the usual 450 liters to around 600. So we are pushing for that, and I know there is already some discussions that are ongoing between the office of our CS and the CS Treasury, so that that issue again is also addressed. For the police officers, the issues of uniforms, we are addressing. I know there has been some shortages here and there. We are addressing, and number two, you must remember, we are also changing the blue uniform to the uniform that we did public participation and we approved. So before December, all of you are going to have your new uniforms, and it will be very, very okay. And for those who are wearing the Jago uniforms like the one I'm wearing, we have adequate materials, and soon we are going to roll them out, and you are going to have adequate allocations in terms of uniform, including military boots. Somebody mentioned that you get number 13. I'm going to discuss with the teams responsible for logistics, but I've never heard of that. But we are going to look into that issue and ensure that you get the right sizes. So don't worry about that. The issues of promotion, I know again, our Waziri is going to mention, we have come up with a good way that actually is going to address at least those officers who have stagnated in one position for too long. We have come up with a good way that will address that issue, and we are going to roll it out very, very soon. Actually, in the next few weeks, we should roll it out. The only thing right now we are addressing is to see whether, after you get that promotion, we are also going to get adequate funding in order to address the issues of allowances, yeah? Because there are certain allowances that will go up. We must get adequate funds to ensure that you are also taken care of that. When it comes to matters housing, our government is very serious, actually in terms of addressing our welfare. Remember the Maraga Task Force report, we are implementing it right now. And we are going to continue implementing because that is something that is very good for all of us. Housing, we are pushing for institutional houses. We want our police officers to stay in police stations, so that the OCAs can have his men and women at any given time. You can be able to have your officers there. You must remember that the allowance, the house allowance that you get, that is a stopgap measure to address the issues that you have been going through, where a small room is divided into 4, is accommodating around 4 or 5 officers in one room. So it was decided by the government that we better pay a small allowance whereby you can be able to get that one room out there and at least have some privacy as we address the issues of institutional houses, because the officers are supposed to be and work in their duty stations. So that is something that we are really taking care of. You only need to go to Kilimani. The houses there we are almost completing. Others in Madale area depots, they are almost completed in many other areas. And in fact, even last time, we were with His Excellency, the President in Meru area, where we received quite a substantial number of houses for our officers, and the officers deployed in those areas are well accommodated. So the same case applies even to you. You don't need to worry. We are very much aware of that issue. There are those issues about the payroll and payroll going to the, going somewhere else from the IG. I think those are issues that are being sorted out, that Waziri is on top of them. So you need not to worry. You need not to worry at all. Everything is being taken care of the way it is supposed to be handled. Kwa hivyo, musiwe na wasiwasi. Otherwise, personally, I'm happy. The only thing I want to mention, Waziri, we have got, there is a road that was being tarmacked from Tagwa all the way to Mwonyo, around there in Kieni constituency. That one, in fact, there's somebody who asked about it here when you are out. And we are urging our Waziri to assist us actually, so that that road can also be completed. I use it actually. So we would wish that it is also completed, so that I can also, I can also be able to be a beneficiary of the same as I continue
to carry out my mandate as the Inspector General. Si kweli? Yes, because nitapitia Tawa, nitokezee Munyu, nikuje hapa kwa hii station iko hapo, tuangalie officers wako namna gani. Namna hiyo si ndio? Tupitie hata Kimathi University tusalimiwa na wanafunzi wale wasomea huko, tuseme hamjabu, ni security yenu iko namna gani, si kweli? So I think waziri, tafadhali tusaidie kwa hiyo, na mimi najua mheshimiwa wangu wako hapa na atakukumbusha tu, maana ni muhimu sana. Kwa hivyo mimi nasema asanteni sana watu ya county hii. County hii ni county mzuri, iko na chakula, iko na machaba mzuri, security yenu iko mzuri. Mimi nawaomba kitu moja, maofficers wetu, wananchi, maofficers wa ngao, that is the chiefs, sub chiefs, tafadhali fanyeni kazi nyinyi wote pamoja. Mkifanya namna hiyo, in the spirit of community policing, hatuwezi tukakuwa na shida, si kweli? Kuna shida ya watu kidogo kidogo, wale wanaleta pombe baya, wale wanaleta bagi, wale wanapanda bagi upande ule. Na waomba msikubalie hiyo watu wafanye namna hiyo, si kweli? Na wajibu wenu ni mmoja tu, and in fact you have done it. Wale wanafanya namna hiyo sema ni ule. Na kama hawa watu hawachiki hawa, mimi nipigiwe namba yangu ya simu, sijai kubadilisha namba tangu siku ile Safaricom alinipea hiyo namba, mimi sijabadilisha. Upigie mimi simu useme mmoja amekwama hapa, ni hata nitakuja na helicopter na niende na yeye huko mbele, si kweli? Hatutaki mashida wapi hapa, hatutaki shida, si kweli? Kwa hivyo nawaomba mfanye kazi pamoja, maofisa wa polisi, fanyeni kazi na wananchi pamoja, fanyeni kazi pamoja na viongozi, na mkifanya namna hiyo kila kitu itakuwa ni rahisi sana, si kweli? Otherwise, thank you so much. I want to wish you well. I want to wish you good evening. I'm looking forward to meeting you once again. Thank you very much waziri kwa kunipea nafasi hiyo. Asante sana.
Pigieni IG makofi. Pia anaenda na